In 2023, what are you truly aiming for? Is it balance in your marriage? Is it a deeper involvement and presence with your children? I know that's something I always want. Is it a widened understanding of the world around you? If your business is truly an extension of yourself, how can you aim to leverage these experiences in impacting your clients and curating a lifestyle everyone told you you couldn't have? Are you sitting around hoping things are going to fall into place in this entering season, in this entering year? Let me throw some scripture at you if that's the case. Faith without action is dead. And aiming is so much more than reaching for fame, for recognition, for influence, for money, for status. Aiming is going for everything God has for you. It's deciding that heaven is the target, and that your dream that seems unreachable is exactly where it needs to be for God to shift everything around. Welcome to AIM 2023. Visionary, welcome to another episode here at the Nothing for Granted podcast. I have been hinting all about this event for the last couple of episodes, and I am so excited to announce that she is here. She is here, December the 7th and the 8th. I am going to be hosting a live, can't believe I'm saying this, a live event here in Orlando, Florida. That is right, super exclusive, super intimate. 10 women will have the opportunity to join me for this intense, immersive event where you're going to tap into everything that God has for you for 2023. You are going to go from where do I start with this whole funding thing to boldly, to confidently submitting applications, submitting your pitches so you can secure the money that you need to explode your business. And again, like I talk about all the time, it is so much more than just growing the business with money. I'm talking about growing yourself as a CEO. I'm talking about stepping into the most elevated version of yourself, being able to speak to areas of your business so easily, because that's just who you are. That's who you're going to be. By the end of this event, you will know exactly what it is investors are looking for, how to speak to that. You are going to have so much goodness as far as how to get contracts with the city. You are going to have new headshots, and we're going to record your pitch. Oh, it's going to be so good. And did I mention that there is a $2,500 grant that is going to be awarded to one visionary female founder? Guys, you know that my heart and my mission with Buffalo Ambition Co. is to eradicate the funding gap that exists for women when it comes to securing funding. That is my goal, and when I was planning out this event, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for me to just teach you how to apply for a grant. It wasn't enough for me to teach you, okay, how do you create a pitch at home when you have no production, when you don't even know what production even means for a video, when you have no idea where to start, you have no professional headshots because this isn't something that you've invested in just yet. It wasn't enough for me to give you the know-how and the tools. I had to become a part of the solution, and this $2,500 grant that is available only for attendees is my way of doing that. And I'm so excited to make this the first of many. This is our founders event. I'm just so humbled and so grateful to God for this, because I know that you are going to leave impacted and completely changed changed. This is, again, December the 7th and the 8th here in Orlando, Florida. I would love for you to join me. I do have a payment plan available, which does expire October the 21st. Okay, so you want to jump on this super quick, not only because seats are limited, but the payment plan does have a cutoff of October 21st. So I want you to be a part of this. This is the event of the year. If you are looking at your 2023 year right now, and you're like, okay, what do I have to do to get this in order? I'm in the last quarter of the year. For a lot of businesses, this is where you are making the most money because everyone is shopping for the holidays. You have events going on. There's so many moving pieces, right? This is your opportunity to sit in, God, what do you have for me? How can I do this? How can I explode this vision that you have given me? And AIM 2023 is that event for you. And so I really want to talk to you today about what does it mean to aim? Why do we need to aim for bigger things? Why is this so important to you as an entrepreneur? Why should you even care, and why now? So number one, to aim is to have a target in mind and hit that mark, right? We see something, we're already inside thinking about, how am I going to do this? Okay, what angles do I have to take? How can I go about this? What tools do I need in my arsenal to make this happen? I've got an aim in mind. I've got a target in mind. And when we're talking about your business growth, you have to have a target in mind. You can't open a business and say, well, let's see what happens. What normally happens is you'll have a couple of dollars here and there, absolutely. Or you may have nothing. Or you can go into this and say, no, I am going to open this business with the intention of leaving my full-time job within the next 2 years. That's a target. That's your aim, is for you to supplement your income well enough to be able to leave your full-time job that isn't giving you any freedom of time, isn't giving you any freedom of creativity. You want to leave that within the next 2 years. That's your aim. Why now? Well, as you know, women are only receiving 2% of all available funding, and that number has gone down from 2.6% to anywhere from 2.3 to 2.6%, all the way down to exactly 2%. If you're a minority, that amount is even less. Like I talked about in my last couple of episodes about the truth about securing funding as a Latino-owned business, we're only securing less than 1%. Less than 1% of funding. So in order for us to tilt the scales, we have to start getting loud. And in order for you to do that, you have to become educated in, okay, who do I go to, first of all? How do I get started? And that's exactly what this event is going to do. It's going to teach you, how do I get started? Where do I go? Who do I turn to? Who do I have to talk to? What conversation should I be having? This is your A to Z on securing funding for your business, but you have to have a target in mind. Okay, so when we are opening our businesses, we have to know exactly, why am I opening this business? Aside from just the money, what do we really want? In my case, it's to completely tilt the odds in favor of women so that we can get more money for our businesses. We're growing businesses faster than men. We are creating revenue faster than men, but we are not being supported in that same way. And it's because we're not even asking. And so we need to get clear about, why are we doing this and how are we going to grow these businesses to hit that mark? Okay. Why now? Again, because there's trillions of dollars available out there that men are securing, because they are bold enough to ask, because they are bold enough to invest in themselves and learn. They're not afraid of failing. They're not afraid of being told, you know what, not this time. I would much rather submit a pitch and not get it and write to them and say, hey, what could I have done better? Help me learn for next time. Tell me what I could do better for next time. Guess what? I'm never losing. Every single time I submit a grant, whether I get it or not, I'm winning because there's always an opportunity for me to learn more. So now is the time, as you're building the business, now is the time for you to get clear on what do your numbers mean? What does knowing your market mean? What do these things mean and why do you need to know them? Social impact, how do you create it? How do you link up with other nonprofits, with other social-driven businesses? You have to aim for those things. Last week we talked about understanding that you are worthy, understanding that your dream is worthy, that your vision is so much bigger than what you could ever imagine it to be. And that you have to believe that. You have to own that. Okay? You have to own that. And then I want to tell you this, that when you are starting your business, especially starting your business, whether you are in year 1 or year 5, it is never too late for you to start requesting funding or too early. The earlier you can start understanding how do you get government contracts, the earlier you can start understanding how do I link up with these nonprofits and, again, socially focused businesses, the earlier you can understand that, guess what? The faster you will be able to get funding because these are elements that the funder is looking for. The earlier you start understanding the terminology, the better. These are things that you don't want to sleep on, okay? We need to know how to do that now. Now, if you are like, I don't know, is this for me? My business is still at a seed stage. Perfect. What did I just say? Perfect. Maybe this is exactly what you need. Not maybe, this is exactly what you need. Because you could either grow your business and stay in your comfort zone, or you could choose to get uncomfortable and be in the collective energy of other women who have decided the same, who have said, you know what? I've been hustling day and night and nothing seems to change. I need to do things a little different. I need to show up a little different. I need help. And I have not offered one-on-one opportunities in a long time. You guys know I've stopped working with companies one-on-one for actually this entire year, pretty much, with the exception of a couple of businesses. I have not been working with you guys one-on-one, and it's because I have been doing so much grants research for you, creating resources that you could utilize yourself in your business, because these are things that you are going to need to know at one point or another. It doesn't matter whether you realize it or not. Do you think that 6-figure businesses, 7-figure businesses, 8-figure businesses, whether they're seeking funding in terms of grants or in terms of investors, at one point or another, they have to go through this same process? Because you get big enough to where now people want to buy into your company. And how are you going to speak to that? If you don't know your market fit, if you don't know your margins, if you don't know how to identify what's a good investment and what isn't. At one point or another, if your dream is big, and it should be, you're going to need to know this. So wouldn't it be better for you to know it on the early side than later? Stop penny pinching. You are not doing yourself any justice. If anything, you are just prolonging your growth. This event is not until December. That gives you, and I have a payment plan, come on, that gives you 2 months to get yourself together, to get real about your finances. And yes, we have homework. Yes, there's work you're going to have to do on the forefront, because I want you to get the maximum out of this 2-day event. This event is for you. If you are ready to get uncomfortable, if you are ready to hit the mark in 2023, then this is the event that you need. You know, I was asked recently, why does your family call themselves the Beasts? From my daughter with her business and myself and my husband, we call ourselves the Beasts. And it's because our level of ambition, our level of drive Yo, that's unmatched. Like, you cannot tell me nothing. The hustle that I put in, the hustle that my husband puts in, you can't tell me nothing. We do the work. We are constantly being stretched, and that is where I thrive. I have learned to thrive there. We have learned to unlearn and relearn new things because we're doing everything we can to ensure that we're dying empty of all of God's purpose within us. We surround ourselves with words and people who are going to hold us accountable. We hold ourselves up to the highest expectation. And if you are under the sound of my voice right now, I'm holding you to that same expectation. I would never call you to do something that I would never do for myself. And if you guys know, if you know me, you know that I am relentless in my personal, professional, even physical growth. I am relentless. I refuse to stay the same year after year, month after month. If I'm not stretching, if I'm not shooting straight towards my target, guess what? Am I really even living in integrity of who I am? And I want to ask you that today. If you're not being stretched, if you are not on that bullseye, if you are not shooting straight, are you living in integrity of who you say you are or want to be? There's this phrase that's going around right now that's called, I'm in my it girl era. And I'm like, girl, I've been in my it girl era. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I've been in my it girl era. The minute I decided to get real about what I wanted, to get real about what that was going to take and know that I don't know it all. And that's exactly why I need people that know more than me, that can stretch me, that can pull me, that can make me uncomfortable, that can ask me the questions that I don't want to answer because I know the answer to them and they're not the best. I want people that know more than I do. I want people that will guide me through this evolution because guess what? The evolution, it happens with or without you. The event, it happens with or without you. I love you. I created this for you. God literally deposited this in my mind, and within 2 days, I had everything mapped out. I'm talking the checkout, the outline, the webpage, 2 days. I would not have been able to do that just a year ago. 2 days. God said, this is what you're going to do. Boom, 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 boom. The truth is that evolution happens with or without you being on board. The event happens with or without you choosing to become the person that you say you want to be. Stop waiting for you to hit $20,000 a year, $40,000 a year, $100,000 a year to become the person that you close your eyes and see in your mind. To become the boss, CEO that you see in your mind. If you think that that person just, that money hits your account and all of a sudden you're transformed into that person, you are so mistaken. That is not the way it works. You build the foundations, you build the habits when you have nothing. And then you step into that person effortlessly because you've been that person all along. But that's a choice that you have to make. You have to choose to be that 6-figure version of yourself today when you're not even making 600. That's a choice. And so today, I hope that you choose you. I hope that you are a woman in the room who is elevated, who is encouraged, who is just poured into in every single aspect. I am praying for you because I know this event it's for you. It's for you. I don't want you to be the woman that watches on the outside as other women reach the goals that you want and then sit back wondering, why isn't this happening for me? Why is it happening for her and not for me? The time is going to pass you by anyways. The evolution is going to happen with or without you. If not, when? All you have to do is ask. Ask in my name. Join me again, December the 7th, the 8th. Don't forget to leave a rating or review on the podcast. Again, it helps us grow. Love you so much. Many blessings on you.